So we're all familiar with how Scrum works. An idea sparks a conversation between a customer and a stakeholder. Ideally, this exchange includes a product owner because the idea or outcome of the conversation will end up on a product backlog for a specific team. That team then refines the product backlog, ensuring that they align on a sprint goal and identify how they will commit to achieve the requested outcome reflected in the sprint backlog. During this sprint, the team works on the backlog items and delivers an increment of the product or solution they've been working on. Now, let's examine how this works at scale. We've got our Scrum team, and if the idea of a Scrum team is to be an independent path to production, then why would we need to scale at all? Perhaps because the work is too complex or large for a single team. Or we want to get to the market faster. Maybe as the product has become more successful, the team has grown past the point of efficient communication. For this, we answer with the scaling pattern of mitosis, which addresses the need for teams to organically divide into smaller, more focused units. Now that we have our two teams, and these two teams need to work towards shared goals, a way to ensure the teams that need to work together are effectively coordinated to those goals is to group them together into a team of teams with shared artifacts and scaled events. This is the Scrum of Scrums scaling pattern. Let's see what this looks like for a Scrum of Scrums with 3 teams. To avoid duplicate effort and ensure coordinated delivery, we need a shared backlog. This is a scaled artifact that teams draw from. Every backlog requires a product owner, and in a scaled scenario, we introduce a chief product owner who forms a product owner team. Now, this chief product owner could be an individual dedicated to the role, or one of the team product owners fulfilling that role for the group. In either case, the chief product owner's accountability is to ensure the priority of work in the shared backlog. But who helps them make those decisions? The chief product owner and the product owner team don't operate in isolation. They need active participation from customers and stakeholders, just as in single team Scrum. These decisions are made during a Meta-Scrum event, where you'll often see leadership and executives due to the potential wider impact of these decisions. These decisions made during this event could include funding allocations, product termination, staffing changes, and changes in prioritization. The key outcomes are a reprioritized backlog for the teams to pull from, and associated modifications to the roadmap. All of this is about deciding what to deliver. Now we've got our teams with their respective backlogs, and they're ready to sprint. To help them accelerate delivery and optimize coordination each day of the sprint, Scrum Masters or team representatives will gather, similar to the product owner team, but with a Scrum of Scrums master. That Scrum of Scrums master could be one of the team Scrum Masters taking on the role for the group, or a separate person dedicated to that role. This event is called a Scale Daily Scrum and optimally takes place each workday for 15 minutes or less, mirroring the daily Scrum. Usually, Scrum Masters participate, but the requirement is for any team representative. So you may also find developers or others who can best explain the impediment that the team is facing. This is all about coordinating how the teams deliver increments together. Now, if you think what we care about in a scaled setting is delivering independent increments, you're missing the reason to scale. What we're really concerned with is not independent increments, but integrating them into a shared body of work and meeting a shared definition of done. Because of this, you'll also find the chief product owner or a stakeholder at the Scaled Daily Scrum, representing the business, helping to resolve impediments. Similarly, you can expect the Scrum of Scrums master at the Meta Scrum, serving as a bridge between strategy and execution. When it comes to a scale definition of ready, you may not find more than a bare minimum, since the definition of ready tends to differ by team. But if you want your shared body of work to work, it's essential to have a shared definition of done. You may be thinking, okay, I get this, but our teams cannot work in parallel. They have to work in series. So, can you still use Scrum at Scale to work this way? Absolutely. You can use Scrum at Scale for teams working in series. You're still going to need a Meta Scrum to decide what the teams will make. and a scaled daily scrum to coordinate how they will deliver. However, it's here in a series that the definition of ready and definition of done become even more important. To avoid the problem of delivered work getting kicked back to the team that developed it, we must ensure that the definition of ready and the definition of done align. So for example, in the scenario of 3 teams, the definition of done for Team 1 must match the definition of ready for Team 2. The definition of done for Team 2 must match the definition of ready for Team 3. All of it must coordinate with a shared definition of done for the integrated product. Leveraging the definitions of ready and done at scale can increase the efficiency of production and flow of value.